Jamie, what's your athletic background? What's your interest in this event?
I've just been fascinated with athletics since I was a young kid. I've dabbled in nearly everything. My early career, I wrestled and did pole vaulting. I later got into various martial arts and played rugby in college. And I've just always been fascinated with this idea of how do you get the most out of your body? What do you need to put into it in terms of nutrients? How do you need to focus your mind? And how do you need to train to get the most out of it? So I've been interested, it's a lifelong passion of mine, and it's led to being here today with a nutrition company.
And so what is Natural Balance's role within the athletic community?
Well, it's really a personal passion. I just love these guys. I mean, I love athletes. I love athletes have the ability to focus on what they want and systematically go out and get it. And that is a skill that is just so lacking and so necessary for so many people. I'm fascinated with the way it's manifested in all these different sports and the way different people approach it. So I think one of our roles as a company, and my role as a guy who's kind of in a position to support these things, is to come out, encourage the athletes, give them the best nutrition, the best advice, the best help I can, and watch them roll.
So what is the best advice? What should athletes, do you think, be aware of? What should they be aware of?
Yeah, it's interesting because kind of as I'm slowly turning into an old fitness guy from being a young fitness guy, it's funny kind of what you learn along the way. And one of the big lessons that I certainly learned, and I know a lot of other people do, is it's really easy as a young guy to get on this kind of processed chemical food bandwagon that gets promoted and so heavily marketed at you from every angle. It takes a while until you realize not only do you not particularly get good results with that method, but it's also counterproductive to your general health. So I think one of the big things that I learned, and I know a lot of other people learn, is when that penny drops that says, oh, I'm not going to get healthy eating processed food, no matter how scientifically advanced it is. I'm going to get healthy eating whole food. From then, performance got a lot better and general health got better. I think it's becoming more prevalent because nobody's more interested in genuine performance than an athlete. And the first people to discover that processed food really lets you down in a crunch are athletes who really need it. So you've got people that, the idea of the people who know. And with internet and the way the communications are working, the truth gets spread more quickly now. So the power of kind of these processed foods, sports nutrition products, which are slightly disingenuous about what they're talking about, they're getting undercut by more and more people who know what they're talking about, spreading their message.
So do you get athletes coming to you and communicating with you about the advantages of having used Trek bars?
Oh yeah, it's great. It's one of the best things about running the company is we've got this coolest tribe of people because we've got people, elite athletes at a very high level, but who all share this common interest in natural food and natural nutrition. So, and that's cross sports. So it doesn't matter if you're a rower or a pole vaulter. It doesn't matter if you're Batman. Hey Batman, you come say hi. Maybe on TV. Go say, eat natural food.
But he hasn't got his mask on. He's going to give the game away.
Oh, exactly. He's going to keep the game away.
He's preserving his secret identity.
I see. Cool. Thank you, sir.
Good work, Batman. Oh, no, there he is. So, where were we?
Okay. I'm sorry. Where were we?
The athletes that you're in contact with.
Oh, yeah. No, one of the greatest parts about my job is being approached by this great tribe of athletes that are really across all sorts of different sporting activities who all share this common passion for natural food, whole food nutrition, and getting the most out of themselves while at the same time not compromising their nutrition. And these are, rock climbers and rowers and triathletes and bikers and boxers and you name it. And it's a really interesting, diverse group that often aren't talking to each other, but through their interest in natural food and therefore Trek and Naked bars, we get to put them together. I love that. But really when people start making this connection, when they realize that their body is built to run on natural fuels, and if you're really interested in getting the most out of it, you need to feed it what it was designed to eat. In exactly the same way, if you pour mayonnaise in your gas tank, your car's not going to run because it's not built on mayonnaise. And the answer isn't going to be more mayonnaise or better mayonnaise or new low-fat mayonnaise. It's going to be put gasoline in your car, that's what it runs on. Your body runs on exactly the same principle. And a lot of these people are just making their situations worse by following processed artificial foods with more. So we really share a group of people that all have that common understanding that you don't get healthy eating processed food.
So you said about an admiration for athletes.
Yes.
And a fascination. What is it about the athletic perspective that you admire?
about a lot of things, and growing up as a young kid, being athletic myself, I noticed there's different mindsets. For example, in athletics, failure is success. If you work out really hard and you work out to failure, you get a pat on the back. Yeah. Good job. Nothing to feel bad about if you fail. Whereas in the rest of society, failure is something to be avoided, something to be kept away from, something to be embarrassed about. I think it's been hugely helpful in my life to go forward into failure. A lot of people have said if you want to succeed, fail faster, right? Which means go do more. You'll get there. It takes repetitions. And that idea of repetition, that success comes from repeating small things all the time. People often ask me, what's one thing I can do to get more healthy? I say, eat an apple. And it seems so small. And they go, well, of course you're going to start with, where else would you start? Walk around the block, eat an apple, eat natural food. It's the idea of repetition. And athletes understand that mindset, and that's why someone can run a triathlon, wants to do an ultra marathon, that kind of thing. So I really admire that mindset and think that society generally could use more of it.
Wonderful. And what one of your products would you most highly recommend to Batman?
Batman, yeah, I know. He's only got so much space in the utility belt. I appreciate that. Batman looks like a Trek guy to me, actually. I would suspect Batman might need a little Trek bar, a little extra protein, a little ginkgo, a little ginseng to keep him up at night. Robin, no comment.